Welcome back to the Michigan Business Beat, brought to you on the Michigan Business Network. Chris Holman here, and we're at the Grand Hotel because this is where the Detroit Regional Chamber of Commerce has its annual policy conference. And we're always up here because we want to talk to business leaders, government leaders, etc. And we have one right here, Jose Flores, good friend, Ancor Automotive. How you doing, Jose?
I'm doing pretty well. Thanks for having me again.
It's good to have you on, and we've had you on again because you grow every year and you do better work. Tell everybody what Ancor Automotive is.
Ancor Automotive is a tier one supplier that has been around for more than 40 years. We do the data and management and the labels for the automotive. But that's not why I'm here, right?
No. You're here for a variety of reasons. One of them is some rebranding at Ancor Automotive. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, I would love to. So, Ancor has been solving problems for nearly 50 years through innovation, right? 3 years ago, when I took over Ancor Automotive, I built the equation, right, as the team for the policy. I built the equation for impact, and I said to myself, how can I take this traditional manufacturing company to something that is led by purpose and that has real impact here in Michigan that can build the ecosystem. And that's why I had the announcement to make that now Ancor Automotive is part of the Ancor Group and we're expanding to other industries. That means that automotive is our roots. That's what gave us our legacy, our trusted brand, and now we're expanding and building upon those roots to go to healthcare and retail.
Unbelievable. It really is. Congratulations. We've been infatuated with watching your growth over the years, which you're kind of like a company in progress for us. That's why we have you on every year. You know what I mean? But you've also put a lot of jobs in an area that needed jobs.
Yeah, especially in such challenging times right now with the geopolitical tensions, it's very inspiring because we're growing, we're getting a bigger building, we're hiring. But not only that, Chris, I think that's part of developing the talent and retaining the talent here in Michigan, which is very important for me because leadership is not only at my business, it's beyond the walls of my business. How can I pave the way for the students and the Michigan talent to stay here, and how can I be the connector, right, between industry, education, and policy?
Well, and let's speak about education, right? Because you just forwarded yours, did you not, at Michigan State?
I did. I finished my executive MBA at Michigan State University. Go green.
All right. Congratulations. We just had President Guskowitz on a little while ago, and we talked a little bit about the Green and White initiative. Tell us about that.
Yeah, the Green and White Council, it's something that is what I was just referring to. It's something that is very impactful. It's co-chaired by Professor Sanjay Gupta and a good friend of mine, Matt Elliott. And this council has the purpose of how do we connect and bridge that gap between education, industries, and policy? How do we prepare the Spartans and the younger generations to be successful here in Michigan? We're very successful as a state,
Yeah.
but we operate in silos. So what we're going to do in that council is how do we make that council being the connectors for those silos so we can give them all the success conditions that they need?
Yeah. Okay. Well, it's a wonderful initiative. It really is, the council. And of course, we've had Matt Elliott on many times over the years, and Sanjay Gupta is a personal friend. So we share that, and good people, really good people. Hey, listen, the last question, he wanted to make sure I asked it the right way. So I have a script that he gave me. All right. You ready?
Okay.
Jose, the 2025 Mackinac Policy Conference focused on Michigan's equation for impact, where vision and tools meet action to make an impact that ensures our continued progress. How are you personally contributing to that focus?
I think we just spoke about that. 3 years ago I decided to build the equation to make real impact and take a traditional manufacturing company to something that is led by purpose and impactful. During these 3 years that we have been speaking, I've been building the tools that we need. And right now it's the perfect moment and the most fun moment for me because it's the execution, right? How do I make sure that I execute everything that we have been doing through asset tracking, RFID, 5G, um, label technology to really do something that impacts outside of the company
Beyond just employment, yeah.
beyond just employment? How do we create that ecosystem that makes Michigan very successful for right now and for future generations?
Well, listen, it's always good to have you on. Jose Flores, Ancor Automotive. It's good to have you here, and it's good to see you contributing to your community.
Thank you, Chris.
Thanks, bud. Appreciate it. I'm Chris Holman. You've been watching the Michigan Business Beat on the Michigan Business Network, coming to you from the Grand Hotel and the Mackinac Policy Conference put on by the Detroit Regional Chamber of Commerce. We'll be right back.